Everyone, can you hear me okay?
Absolutely. All right. Howdy, everyone. Welcome to our weekly SIG Docs meeting. Today is Tuesday, January 12th, 2021. This is a Kubernetes meeting, so the code of conduct is in effect. What that simplifies down to is please be excellent to one another. Hopefully we won't have any problems on that. Already getting 2021 started off on a good note. So with that, I will put a link to our agenda here in the chat for those of you that aren't taking a look just yet. Would love to kick things off with new contributors. Are there any new contributors in the meeting that would like to say hi, give updates, etc., fun facts, things of that nature?
I don't know if I've met everyone here. My name's Rolf. I work at Red Hat as a senior technical writer, and this is my second meeting with you.
Howdy, Ralph. Good to meet you.
Yeah.
All right. Any other new contributors or people that want to say hi that are new to the group? All right. Moving into some updates and reminders this week. This week's PR Wrangler is Tim, and next week's PR Wrangler is going to be Anna. For anyone that has questions or wants to know more about those PR Wrangler shifts, we have a link in our agenda, which you can find in the chat if you have any more questions on that front. Moving right along to the release 121 updates. Is there anyone that wants to talk on that front?
So I am not the lead. I was the lead last release, but Ray did leave an update in the Slack channel for the 1.21 update. So basically, the shadow applicants are in. So we're just going through that to pick the shadows. And there is a tentative date out for docs deadlines if you want to take a look.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Anna. I'm going to go ahead and add that to the document and format that correctly. All right. Get that added here in just a little bit. Moving on to blog updates. So everything is looking good on the blog side. I know that with the holiday season, it has been a little difficult to get some approvals and some PRs merged in there. I know it's starting to kind of kick back up once people are getting back from vacation. Though, if you do know of anyone that would want to help out with reviewing PRs for blogs, that's always graciously accepted. If you find anyone interested, feel free to refer them to the SIG Docs channel or the SIG Docs blog channel as well on Slack. Ralph, I saw your hand raised.
Yeah, do you think that would be something good for me to start out with?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Even I'd say, at any capacity, whether it's just kind of jumping in and taking a look at how that process is done. I think that we've got that process pretty well defined, but a lot of it is just kind of reading through the documentation, making sure everything is formatted correctly, follows our style guide, and just kind of, is able to be read well. But absolutely, it's a fantastic place to take a look.
Okay, great. I'll take something up there.
Awesome. All right. Any questions or just kind of want to check in with everyone? Does anyone have any questions on those previous items, or are we good to take a look at issues and PRs? All right, let's take a look at issues and PRs. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And y'all should see the agenda. I'm going to go ahead and click into this first PR. It looks like Tim has that one. If you want to speak to that one, Tim.
Well, this one's done, to be honest. Cool. Oh, dark mode. It was put on the agenda so that we would make sure that we didn't lose track of it, but it's merged. So yeah, the changes are we have regular triggered builds for the Kubernetes website, and these include changes to announcements, which are now looked after by the steering committee, at least in terms of approvals. And that's all deployed and ready to go for the next announcement we want to publish.
Fantastic. Awesome. Awesome. That looks good on that front. I'm not sure if this one is also related.
Yeah. So that's all one thing. The next one is the API reference work and attention, what we want to do is take the generator tool that Philippe Martin has made and use that tool to generate the API references for 1.20 onwards. And it's on my list. I haven't given it much attention. I've given it a little bit. It'll happen. And anyone else who wants to give it some attention as well. It's quite an involved bit of work, I have to say. You are looking at, it needs a little bit of an understanding of how the Kubernetes API works, how we document things, and how the generation tool works. But do not let that put you off. If you feel like you have 2 out of those things down and are willing to pick up the third, it doesn't have to be me. I am saying I will look after it this, though. I'll help Philippe take it forward.
I unexpectedly have more time than I thought I was going to have this week. So I've put this on my backlog to take a look at because it is relevant to my interests and skill set. I'm coming back in.
So,
Fantastic.
Celeste, I suggest maybe you and I can find a time to sync up on that before the next meeting.
Yeah. I will ping you. I'll ping you later this week works.
Cool. Okay. It might not happen, but good to know.
I would love to be involved as well. I'm really keen to see this thing get over the finish line.
Cool.
I need more thumbs.
Awesome.
The next PR, I'm Wrangler this week, is a small one that I've given an LGTM to, and I would like to, did I LGTM it? Well, I will anyway. Oh, it needs another LGTM. Okay, so the idea is to add a short link for the kubectl cheat sheet, or the Kubernetes cheat sheet, at /cheat sheet, and it works. And I would like to give people in this call a chance to tell me that this is a terrible idea. Otherwise, I will try and rally someone to approve it.
That's an amazing idea.
Any further thoughts?
No, I think that's fantastic, and that'll be really helpful too. And I know it was one of the most popular item that people referenced and looked at last year. So yeah, you get a physical thumb as well as a digital one on GitHub as well.
Okay, I'll cancel it live. I'll just there's a cold on it. I'll do that now. Right, approvers on the call. I've just LGTM'd it. Please feel free, or reviewers, in fact. Someone else adds an LGTM, I can approve it. Otherwise, if you're an approver, you can approve it. Let's get this merged.
Awesome.
And that's me.
Thank you so much, Tim. Any questions on any of the issues or PRs? Fantastic. Moving into discussion, unfortunately, Jim was not able to join us. He didn't give me anything on Q4 review or quarter 1 or 2 planning just yet, but he did kind of give me some feedback on this item that I'd like to discuss, and just kind of open up to all of you, get your thoughts, comments, questions, concerns around Google Analytics. So there was I'll go ahead and pull up that thread on Twitter. Twitter, great place to read stories. There was this discussion that happened over the weekend that was Jim sharing out, kind of what the most popular content was on the website, and pointing at exactly that cheat sheet. Joe Beta, Jim, and myself kind of went back and forth. There are a couple conversations that broke off from here, just asking, where can I find this dashboard? Where can I find this information? And the way that we provide this data right now as a SIG is that someone goes in and they export out what that month looked like. And so while the data is getting out and is made public to everyone, it doesn't give people the ability to explore, and then it gives, there's quite a long delta there, potentially if you're looking for something on January 1st, you have to wait until the end of the month, things like that. So I kind of wanted to open up this discussion and see if it might behoove us to take a look at this, whether it be Q1, 2, 3, 4, it doesn't really matter in terms of timing, but just start efforts on potentially opening this up and getting people involved. One thing that I wasn't aware of is that we have the Kubernetes IO Google G Suite available to us. So we could invite people to that and hand out access that way. The feedback that Jim had was that there is no, unfortunately, option to make this public, just kind of pull people in. So we don't have that available to us. We would have to find a way to surface this. And the best thing I could think of was, adding people to, view only group within G Suite so that people could actually go about reading this and getting questions answered on that front. Or we could go a Grafana route. There are many other routes that we could go, but I think that just getting view access to people through G Suite might be the easiest option for us, and something we could easily handle with like GitHub Action or something like that. Would love to turn it over to all of you and kind of get your thoughts on that front.
My initial thought is there any way that somebody could do harm with access to this data? And I don't think that the access to analytics data itself is going to be malicious. Like, I think it's pretty difficult to do anything in that regards. But I wonder, like, if I was looking to, say, compromise a page on the website, the analytics data would be very useful to me, because then I could compromise the most popular page. So that's kind of the only thing I can foresee going poorly off the top of my head. And I think it's probably not difficult to kind of assign a group ID or to somehow vet who has access to this and say, like, maybe it's one person from steering, maybe it's one person with us, maybe it's like somebody from SIG release. Yeah, that's my only real thought.
Cool. I think that makes a lot of sense too, and yeah, it's great with when all the intentions are good. It's great to have that feedback loop, but when your intentions are not good, that feedback loop does become quite a bit of a problem. I had some similar concerns as well on what does view access or kind of what's involved with that, and it's definitely something that I think would be worth taking a look at and potentially doing a research spike on. So I can go ahead and add that to that discussion item. We could always take a route and kind of see what people might be interested in as well, and then we could always kind of create a view or an abstraction on that front, and surface what's that information that's helpful too, because then that would reduce that blast radius and then remove any dependence on G Suite as well. But that's something else that we can look into. I'll just go ahead and add as well. Awesome. Are there any other items not on the agenda that people want to discuss, or anything we can help out with or talk about further? Fantastic. Well, I will go ahead and hand that time back to you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining on this wonderful Tuesday, and I wish you all a wonderful rest of your day. Great to see you all. Happy 2021.